you need to take a look at this. We just had a deadly MACD cross happening right here. Last time we did that was 2021, right after the market cycle top. How about the time before that? We had this cross was right here, 2014, right after the market cycle top. And how about the time after that? Was right here, 2018, 3-week MACD cross down right after the market cycle top. There has never been a false signal in this chart, and Bitcoin just had this deadly cross. Is there anything that could save the day for Bitcoin? Let's get into it. This is your last chance. Seats are almost gone. Hurry. 99% are about to make a huge mistake when exiting altcoins and Bitcoin. One missed exit this cycle and your gains vanish. Get my new masterclass and exit altcoins and Bitcoin like a pro with zero doubt. To my students, I have never released this exit plan strategy before, and this will be the only time I do. Imagine waking up to a crash and feeling calm because you already exited like a pro. This limited seats pre-sale is going fast. Hurry, go now. CryptoCrewUniversity.com and save an extra $300 with crypto payment. So here we are, Bitcoin US dollar index, and today we're on the 3-week chart. What we have at the top is price action, and at the bottom is the MACD. You can go to your indicators, type in MACD, pop that bad boy up, and you'll have it on the chart just like this. Now, the MACD is something that we've been looking at for years. The MACD has led us into some of our most legendary calls, including this one. All I want for Xmas is... Shout out to my OGs who have been watching for years. This was a cross on the 12-day, and we were waiting at $15,000 Bitcoin to have this cross before Christmas. It was my one wish before Christmas to have that cross up, which I told everybody would be the beginning of the bull run. Everybody thought I was delusional. They just thought I was making something up for Christmas, but what did we have? We had that cross right before Christmas, and just like I said, that put us in a bull run, which nobody wanted to believe, and we rallied from $15,000 well over $100,000 Bitcoin. But here we are. We just had a cross down. We haven't had a cross down since the last market cycle top. Look at the facts that are in front of us. We had an official cross up back in February 23 on the 3-week time horizon, and from there we have not had a cross down until now. Hot off the press, a brand new fresh cross down right on cue, leading everybody into a panic. What does this mean? Well, let's go into the prior one. Now, you can see what we have with the MACD is the histogram loads. How the histogram works is there's 2 colors of green and there's 2 colors of red. That may seem confusing, but let me keep it really, really simple. When it's dark green, that means it's really, really strong. When it turns from dark green to light green, that tells you it's getting weak right before the cross down. Furthermore, look at the size. As we're getting stronger, these dark green, which mean really good, are getting bigger. And then when we start to have a reversal in momentum, it goes from that really good strong green to, ooh, not so good, light green. And everything gets smaller, also not good. That happens right before you see a cross down. Once you see a cross down, we go into red. And the really bright red, that's really, really bad. That means there's a lot of momentum to the downside. And these lighter ones, not so bad. We're cooling off. Case in point, really bad when we plummet in price, not so bad when we're going sideways. Now you understand the histogram better than anyone's ever explained it to you before. And for the first time, it makes sense. So that's how you look at the histogram. And you simply want to look at the blue line being on top when we're bullish, and you want to look at the orange line being on top when we're bearish. Now, when you put that on your chart, you're going to realize that, okay, these crosses don't happen very often, and we just had one. Is there any way that Bitcoin can save the day? Well, there are 2 ways that Bitcoin can save the day, and I'm going to lay them on you so that you have them as you exit this video. You're going to have more clarity about how to handle these situations. Catch the top before it's gone. Get your exit plan at CryptoCrewUniversity.com, because again, we can go all the way back to the glory days of 2014. What I need to show you you is that there are no false signals. You can see we had a cross up in 2012, and for all of this time, the blue line was on top. And again, you see these green really good. You get them greens getting bigger and bigger and bigger. As soon as we got to this point, it's like, whoa, we might be out of momentum. We shift from the really good ones to not so good, but kind of good, and get smaller. We already know the writing is on the wall, and you can see that that was that cool down period when it was really, really good to invest. And then boom, we start these powerful green again. Okay, we're back in this. Okay, we switched to the really small. What we didn't have back here is a red cross. There was no cross. We did not have a cross down. The cross was here, which means that this signal is very strong. There are not any false signals outside of this one when the market hadn't double bottomed yet, right? We had our first bottom here. The market was so unorthodox that we rallied up high. Then we didn't double bottom. We finally double bottomed here. And then the market shifted, and then it finally had its true run here, but it was so much so fast, and that was all she wrote. So here we are today, where back in this part of our market cycle, we actually held a support. There was no official cross down, and the rest is history. We are at a cross now. So what could possibly save the day for Bitcoin? And by the way, for those of you who remember this call of all I want for Christmas is, let me know in the comments down below. I want to read all of these comments. So we've got this cross down, and we're in a situation. What could save the day for Bitcoin? Well, first and foremost, earlier in the week, we showed you Bitcoin has its biggest test of this entire bull run happening right now. Weekly stochastic RSI cross has to bring us with multiple candles closing above this green moving average. Or in simple terms, this weekly stochastic RSI cross has to bring us to a new all-time high. Anything outside of that is a failed rally, and any failed rally is going to end in turmoil, right? What you want to notice is that this has been replaying for 413 days. This exact strategy has been repeating for 413 days. So Bitcoin has to prove that it's in a different cycle than that. And that 1 week stochastic RSI cross needs to be strong enough to get the 2 week to confirm. We only have one of these per year, but as we pointed out, we usually only have 2 good ones per cycle, and we've already had 2. Catch the top before it's gone. Get your exit plan at cryptocrewuniversity.com. So right now, we've got a situation where things are not looking good. So what could potentially save the day outside of that? Market structure. I want you to point your attention to this yellow line here. This was our double top from 21. This was also our resistance for multiple months. What you saw as an explosion from there, great. And then a rebound to that zone, not a surprise. What you want to see is, if you're a Bitcoin bull and we can somehow get ourselves out of this, is if we continue holding above 70K with the bodies of candles, Bitcoin still has a chance to go significantly higher. Until Bitcoin closes below here, that would be the nail in the coffin. Bodies of candles closing below 70K on a higher time frame, like the weekly, 2 week, 3 week, month. Anything like that is the nail in the coffin for Bitcoin. One missed exit this cycle and your gains vanish. If you ever watched your portfolio go up and you didn't know when to exit altcoins or Bitcoin, this new exit plan masterclass is for you. To my students, I have never released this exit plan strategy before, and this will be the only time I do. You will walk away with exactly when to exit altcoins and Bitcoin with total clarity and 0 second guessing. This is a pre-sale, and early bird seats are now open, but very limited. Imagine waking up to a crash and feeling calm because you already exited like a pro. Go now, cryptocrewuniversity.com, and save an extra $300 off with crypto payment. Click the red button now to lock in your seats.